It's a Monday morning, so vlogs have been, I know I'm always apologising, they've been a bit sporadic because it's been really busy. So I think there's been two going out really close together. Excuse the bags on my eyes, I'm working up. But yeah, we have a new puppy. As you know, we sadly lost our Eric, and we were going to wait a lot longer. But our little Bertie, our Bichon, you know, he was really pining, wasn't eating, was so sad as well. And we'd already reserved this puppy, but long before we lost Eric. And because we thought with Bertie being 15, that we might end up losing Bertie. We didn't want Eric being on his own. But when we lost Eric, we were going to say to the lady, I'm so sorry, look, we can't have him after all. But then we thought, no, we will. So I'll put plenty of pictures on, as you'll know, and there'll be a few funny moments. If I take you over, this is Freddie. Hello. This is Freddie. Hello, my baby. So that's Freddie. Freddie is a cockapoo. So the reason we call him a cockapoo is that his mum is a cockapoo and his dad is a cocker spaniel. So he's a cockapoo. He's 12 weeks old, 12 weeks and 2 days. And yeah, he's keeping us on our toes and he's adorable. So well behaved. Already recalling his name. We've got a puppy pad down, but he's going outside fine. He's sleeping at night a good 8 hours. So yeah, he's very sweet. And Bertie, within, I don't know, half a day, back on his food, running around, being very chirpy, aren't you, Bertie? Yeah, let's just have a word with Bertie. Aren't you, Bertie? Well, oh, there you are. Say hello. Yes, I'm very cheery. Yes, bless you. Bichons sneeze when they're happy. Very odd, but yeah. So yeah, today being Monday, so I'm sending Carl off to do the shopping, and so I can stay with Freddie. And I've got loads of work to do on merch. I've got a lot of t-shirt and hoodie embroidery to sort, and so I'll just put the kettle on. I'm just going to do the drying up, and I'm going to empty the dishwasher and then see what else I've got to do today. I've also got a lot of homework to do, actually. I've got an essay due in August, but it's a really long one, so I think I'm on question 2 out of 5. But each question has a lot going on. There's a lot about robotics and AI, this one. So yeah, I can't get my Python programming to work, so I need to work on that. But yeah, I woke up looking very puffy. The hair is actually straight, but I haven't brushed it yet. I've had my shower, but I've not brushed it. But I am doing a wig and makeup video this week, so I need to sort out my office and my filming equipment, because my ring light, God, there's such a dent. My ring lights are all over the place, so I need to sort that out. Oh, it is warm, to say the least. So yes, I've done all my housework. I've done my shopping list, and I have now sent Carl out to do the shopping. I'm going to get some drawing done on some canvases as a gift for someone. I can't say who, because I don't know if they watch these vlogs or not. So yeah, I'm going to get my drawing stuff out, and I'm going to put Puppy down for a nap, because he will eat my pencils. So yesterday turned into a manic evening, so I couldn't film anything. But today we are, oh, there's my ironing. We are starting and finishing the rest of the gym. We did have someone in, but yeah, it's then. You can do as much research as you like, and you can get as much recommendations as you like, but people are people, and some people just want your money and nothing else. So anyway, we're sorting it. Is that another ironing? I thought I took the ironing and put it away, but I obviously didn't. Anyway, we wish that Tom the Viking, or the Viking Tom, who's got his own YouTube channel, which I'll put up here somewhere, does great videos, but I wish he was local because he is an amazing landscaper and we could have really done with him. But anyway, we've got the type 1 that's been delivered today and the sand and cement. So we've got to go and do the base. We're waiting on the sleepers because the gym is a great height. It's 18 by 12, which is fine to it to go out the back, because we've got garden then field. So it's going this end of the garden, not up towards the field. But his gym equipment is slightly too high for the apex, and it comes down on the slope apex, not a roof, not that shape, it's that shape, slanted. So we're having to build the actual gym up onto sleepers to raise it up so we can get it under. Plus, my son's 6'5", so he needs room, especially on the treadmill when it inclines, or yeah, when it inclines, he needs room. So yeah, we're waiting on the sleepers. But that's today's jobs being done. I've got some more ironing to do. I used to have someone do my ironing, but I don't. We only iron things when we want them. So in the morning, if I'm going out, I'll iron it if it needs ironing. But my son's shirts for work need ironing and starching and crisp. So I do his shirts. I like to do his shirts. Got that to do. The rest of the air conditioning, Carl has just gone to collect because we know it's going to be really hot. So we've got some more because we need to cool downstairs and upstairs, of course. And I've just had my breakfast, 3 boiled eggs. I only wanted 2, but Carl always insists on giving me 3 in case one isn't any good. So that's me done with food, because I know you're supposed to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I do try to, but I never manage to get in lunch, very, very rarely. So I won't eat again now till 6 o'clock when we have dinner. And today is spiced chicken on couscous with salad. So if I get a chance to film any of it, I will do. If I don't, I will always put the recipes down or do a separate video for it. Right, let's get on with what I've got to start doing. So this is where the gym's going to go. We've let the grass go brown in this particular part of the garden. I've got to move that rose because that rose is a commemorative rose to my mother-in-law. Hopefully it will survive being moved into a different area. But yeah, we're taking the top of the grass off before we can put the type 1 down. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Saying that, I'd probably be doing a lot of watching because I can do a lot more on my knee, but not as much as I could do yet, and probably a lot less than I could do before I had it done, but without the pain. So before it was very painful that stopped me doing things, and now it's because it's healing and still stiff that's stopping me. Right, that's 1 bag of type 1 down. We've got 1 more to go and 1 bag of sand to go, then the cement and 2 by 2 I think we're using slabs. So that's 1 day done. I mean, everybody is absolutely pooped. Me, I was a hostess with the mostess providing drinks. Yeah, my job was to provide drinks. Like you can see where my glasses have been and I've tanned. Isn't that ridiculous? Yeah, I provided drinks and food. So yeah, that was my job, while everybody else did all the heavy wheelbarrowing. The veggie bed's gone mad. So on the right hand side are my cauliflowers. At the back we've got potatoes in the big bushy bit, and then we've got board beans and peas. You come down towards courgettes and some more cauliflowers, carrots are in there, red onions and beetroot. And then along here we've got some fennel, and then we've got butternut squash, and the little ones down the bottom are my peppers, sweet peppers, that I might have to cut back one of the cauliflowers and actually take it out so they get a bit more light. But yeah, it's looking very nice. We had some massive courgettes the other day. I'll put a picture on the screen. Also, the tomatoes are doing really well. They're coming up nicely. We've got some, oh, what are they called? Gladiolis and begonias in there. And these are just my ferns. And something else, I can't remember. Oh, lilies. There you go. A type of lily, I think. So this is my Asda chicken. I'm going to open it up, give it a clean, take off any excess fat, and get it into my very well worn dish, and then get on with the rest of the spices. So there's my chicken, all washed. Oops, sorry, all washed and all the bits trimmed off I don't want. It's all nice and clean. She's all clean in there. Right, now for the spices. I don't know why it zoomed in so much. There you go, that's better. So I've got softened butter, lemon, chilli powder, ground cumin, ground coriander, garlic granules, paprika, ground cinnamon, onion granules, like I said, cumin and coriander, lemon juice. I'm going to put all of these into there and mix it up into a paste. Okay, so I've put a teaspoon of all the spices in there. Then I'm going to mix it up into a paste. Right, I'm back over with my girl, and I've got glove on. I'm going to use that to rub it all over, but not put it on the inside. There you go. It's a messy job, hence why I put gloves on. But yeah, so I turned her over. She's all covered on the other side. Turned it back over, put some more on. See, I didn't get any in the cavity. There's a little drop just on the opening, but apart from that, she's all covered in the spice mix. And leave half the spice mix for later. Now I'm going to cover her in some tin foil, kitchen foil, and put her in the oven until she's like 95% cooked. I don't use a thermometer. I will make a cut, check all the meat's not pink and any juices are running clear. It's about an hour for this size of chicken. I always use 2 pieces of foil just so I've got a good coverage and good tucked around the edges. And in the oven she goes. This whole recipe, as you can see, is one of my Amy Sheppard favourite recipes from her Easy 10 book. You can get it on Amazon or most bookstores. I love this book so much. The recipes are so easy to follow, so easy to do. And I have loads of my own recipes in my head. But sometimes when you find a recipe you like from someone else, it just becomes a family favourite. So along with this recipe, you'll need a tin of chickpeas and sultanas, chicken stock, and some more salt and pepper. And I'll show you what I do with all that lot after the chicken's been in there and, like I said, 95% cooked. Next, I'm going to make Jamaican hardo bread. So you'll need a bowl, some fast-acting yeast, butter, granulated sugar, strong white flour, and some measuring cups and some lukewarm water. I've got 2 types of yeast here, only because I've got 2 types of yeast in the cupboard. So one's easy bake, one's time saver, but they both do exactly the same job. So I'll put that in a jug, and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and 250 ml of warm water plus 1 tablespoon. This is one of my favourite smells in the whole world. Yeast mixing. Oh, I love it. So I'm going to give that a stir and then leave it for 5 to 10 minutes before I use it, so it becomes really nice and foamy. I was going to use my KitchenAid, but for some reason my hook attachment is missing. No idea where it is, so I'm going to have to do it by hand. And because if I use my other mixer, my hand mixer, when you're making the dough, it goes up into the motor for some unknown reason. Here I've got 4 cups of strong white bread flour and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to add 30 grams of softened butter and then use my hands with gloves to make it into like a breadcrumb texture. You'll see now that the yeast mixture has foamed up, and that is my flour and butter mixture. So I'm going to pour that into there, mix it and knead it until you get a soft dough. About a minute before you've just finished kneading, put a little bit, like a teaspoon of olive oil in. It'll make your dough extra soft. Then cover it in cling film or a damp cloth and leave it for an hour to rise. Go, there's my dough, so I'm going to cover it now and leave it for an hour. Right, we've got her basted, so that's base number 1. She's been in the oven for about an hour and 15 actually. Like any good cook, you make sure you've got all your ingredients ready, and I've just gone in the cupboard, found my chickpeas to realise they're a month out of date, so I will not be using chickpeas. So instead I thought, do you know what else goes lovely with my couscous are some pure lentils. Pure lentils. I'm going to use lentils instead of chickpeas. Oh, only me. Put my lentils in, giving them a bit of stir. I'm going to put the chicken back in the oven for about half an hour just to make sure it's all nice and crispy and cooked through. There's my couscous and there's my stock. I've got some sultanas in there as well as currants, and I do like to put a little bit of mixed peel just for a bit of sweetness. So I've taken the chicken out and put it in a separate dish, and I've got the the couscous and the lentils in there under the foil that will soak up all the chicken stock. There's 300 ml of low salt chicken stock in there. Now it's time to go back to my hardo bread. So this is now risen for an hour. Now we tump it down, which is very Jamaican from my dad. Right, tump it down. Now I've tumped it down, I'm going to split it into 2 and put it into 2 greased loaf tins and leave it to proof under the damp cloth again for another hour. So you can't see very well because I put them in the oven and forgot to hit record, realised I hadn't done. But they're in the oven and I've brushed it with, now they've doubled in size again, and I've brushed the tops with some milk, and then I put them in the oven with a splash of water to create some steam for a crusty top. There you go, there's my Jamaican hard dough bread. You can see that we've already had some with some butter, but you can see it's a really tight texture, and that's why it's called hard dough bread. But that will go down really nicely with the couscous and the chicken. Couscous is all done and soaked up all the chicken stock, so that's ready. And as I showed you earlier, the chicken, there is a bit missing because I've already sorted out my dad's dinner and Carl has taken it around for him. So yeah,